What's up YouTube? Capital G here, checking out this brand new and absolutely awesome Madolche card that just got revealed. Very interesting, another archetype and or theme from that 20 archetype structure deck poll that ends up getting a support card. Anyways, this is Madolche Promenade. This is a normal trap card with a hard once per turn between the two effects of this card. You only get to use one of them in a turn, much like the Thunder Dragon cards. Your first effect says target one face-up card your opponent controls and one Madolche monster on your field or in your graveyard. Negate the effects of the first target for the rest of this turn, and if you do, return the second target to your hand. Second effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one Madolche XC monster you control, attach one Madolche monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard to that monster as material. So I'm actually a member of the Madolche Duelist Facebook group, and that's how I found out about Promenade. It was at the top of my timeline, and the first thing I did was hop into the group because I wanted to see what the experts were saying. I wanted to see what the Madolche players were saying about this card, and despite the fact that Madolche has seen most of its success in 2019, where the deck has a ton of regional top 8s as a go second OTK deck, because we know that Predecessor is like a 1 card plus 7 full OTK, and you can OTK through 4 cards unless I'm mistaken because of Tiramisu. This card is actually excellent for the archetype. One thing has to be made clear: this is not a monster negation. This is a negation against anything your opponent throws at you. Essentially, this is Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss's effect built into a trap card, and we all know when Agripain was a thing, Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss was the fucking man, and that card was very, very difficult to play around because it could negate against basically any deck that you were playing. Control, combo, it didn't matter. It was going to be a useful negation. Not only is this a negation against your opponent, but it adds one of your cards back to your hand. I've seen some preliminary combos. A lot of times you're adding Hoot Cake back to your hand, but you still might be thinking, okay, so it's a negation against anything, and it's a +1 because you add a monster back to your hand for free, but that still doesn't explain how this card is good in a blind go second deck because, you know, it's a trap. It's slow. The answer is actually quite simple. A lot of these blind go second decks, this can be applied to Fluffles as well, are incredibly weak going first. If you force a Madolche player to go first right now, they're not really doing much of anything, nothing exceptional. Obviously, they can't OTK going first, and since there are no cards on the opponent's side of the field, there's nothing to blow up or send back to the deck, so they really don't have anything. But now, with this Promenade, it kind of changes, because just by running one single copy, they can just instantly search a negation. So now you don't just get the auto win against Madolche by making them go first. If you do, they actually can search Disruption. This card is clearly going to be better than searching like a Ticket or a Chateau, cards that are not going to actually stop your opponent from doing their plays. And even the attach material onto an XC monster effect is good as well, because it can attach Pudding Cess straight from the deck, and it's my knowledge that they can only do that with Predecessors, so now they actually have like another consistent way of being able to just get Pudding Cess straight from the deck onto one of their XC materials. And obviously when you have Pudding Cess on Chocolate a la Mode, your combos are just going to be significantly better. So to me, this is a godsend to like the archetype. Anytime you can add versatility to your deck, especially when you don't really need to add much to your actual deck, like you don't really need to change the Madolche deck at all. Just run one single copy of this card and you can effectively go first. I think it's going to help the archetype out a lot. I think Madolche players should rejoice because you don't just auto lose when going first anymore, and this is amazing negation. Anyways, whatever you guys think of Madolche Promenade, leave it in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already, and turn on that notification bell for daily videos.